Hello, a very warm welcome wherever you're watching us from. This is Women in Politics TV, where we talk politics, we talk leadership with women. This is Women in Politics. My name is Edith, and on our desk is a wonderful, an amazing woman, a nominated MCA from Nyeri. Without further ado, allow me to let her introduce herself.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be here. Let's have this conversation. I'm Honorable Anita Thumbi, a member of County Assembly from Nyeri. I've been served for 2 terms. I've served in Nairobi as a member of County Assembly as well. And now I'm serving the great people of Nyeri. And professionally, I've done political science, and I'm also a Kenya registered nurse. I've served the people of Nairobi, the people of Nyeri as a Kenya registered nurse, and I received several awards during COVID time. I left my registration work. I went back to hospital to serve as an emergency nurse, and because of that I received several awards and acknowledgement, some all the way from US, Texas, and here locally. I thank God. And one reason why it was important for me to leave practicing and go back to registration is because I realized that we have a big gap, and especially in policy making, in healthy issues. That is why I decided to go to registration space to go and bring those policies. And I thank God, when I was here in Nairobi, I managed to bring several bills as a member of County Assembly and as a Vice Chair Health Committee. I brought a bill called the CHP bill, and I'm happy that that bill was replicated in all of 47 counties. You remember before we had CHPs, now they are called, before they were called volunteers, now they are called community health promoters, and I was part and parcel of that bill in Nairobi. I also managed to do several statements. There's also another bill I brought called private hospital parking bill, and I'm very proud of it. And there's so many things I managed to do then, several statements, and actually even in Nyeri, I have statements, I have coming bills, and especially to do with reproductive health. I've done statements of GBVs. Nyeri County has several challenges. That is, we are having issues with GBV, and actually I think in Kenya now we are reading at a record of 955 cases. Is very sad. And of course we have also issues to do with health. Our county is really suffering from non-communicable diseases, especially hypertension, diabetic, and cancer. But when I was still in that registration space, I realized that some of those policies are made at the national government, National Assembly, and that is why I thought it's important to vie as a women representative so that those issues I can go at the National Assembly and bring this change and bring change. I will give you an example of SHA. You see, SHA at the county level, we are only supposed to do implementation, but everything, all those policies to do with SHA were made at the National Assembly. So I feel there is a gap. We need professionals, especially health professionals at the National Assembly, so that they can deal with these issues, because health is everything. And actually, like I've told you, Nyeri County is suffering. We need registrations, and especially the one involving women. When we had Linda Mama, we never used to have a lot of challenges like when we have today. What is happening with SHA and with maternity is that they have commercialized giving birth. Right now, if you are not a registered member of SHA, you will pay approximately 9,000. And what is happening today, you realize that there are women who can't afford that money to come and give birth. So it's unfortunate that we are suffering back to rise of maternity, to rise of maternal mortality. It is starting to go up. We realize now that women have started giving birth at home. It's unfortunate. And that is why we are saying it was important before they implement SHA to do a lot of public participation that it never happened. We were not asked some of these challenges. And that is why I'm saying at the National Assembly, we need professionals, and especially health practitioners who can go there and bring these good policies. And actually, if you ask me, we want something close to Linda Mama, where a woman used to just come in, walk in, very pregnant or ready to give birth, even if it's just a walk in and just pay 500 and give birth. Right now is a different case. So I think those are the policy gaps we're having, and we need professionals to go and deal those issues. Like I've told you, we also have the issues of GBV cases. And actually, what I've realized in Kenya, the role of a women representative is to represent a girl who is born day one day old to 100 years grandma and past. But I realized that all the women rep we have, they are representing the older women. You realize that they are buying tents, chairs, sufurias, forgetting the young girl, forgetting the Gen Alphas, forgetting the Gen Zs, and some of millennials. If you ask Gen Zs today, they don't want tents, they don't want seats, all chairs. They don't want those sufurias. They want mentorship. They want somebody who can link them for jobs. You get me? Even the school-going girls, they need mentorship. There are no those programs for women reps to mentor these girls. So there's that huge gap, and that is why I'm coming up as a bridge between the young girl and the older girl. That is a older women, because that's the gap I've realized is in the whole country, not only in the Mount Kenya, but in the whole country. The representation of women rep is heavy on the older women, forgetting the young girls and young women. Yes. Wow.
First of all, congratulations for the good job that you are doing.
Thank you so much.
And I understand that you are nominated on the UDA ticket. Now you're going to vie this woman rep seat. Maybe Nikiti Kipi. So that let's start from there.
Oh, yes, it is true. I was nominated through a UDA ticket. And now, as we were going around the whole country, we were giving people the manifestos. And in UDA, I remember we had 9 strong pillars, named the structures, the healthcare, the youth, employment, everything. So flowery and so good looking. But unfortunately, after 1 year to second year, I realized that there's no implementation of those manifestos that we promised to the people of Kenya. And I thought it's a good idea to look for another option. And that is why today, as we speak, I won't talk much of UDA, because to me, if you ask me, it's a bit of disappointment. Right now, youth are suffering. This country is made up of 70% of young people. They are frustrated. They are learned people. They are still there waiting and hoping something will happen. That was one of the UDA manifesto, and it hurt me. I feel so bad to see people of my age still struggling to put food on the table. So I think going forward, come 2027, I will vie for women representative, like I've said, but definitely not with the UDA ticket. Yep.
Wow. Not with UDA.
No, not with UDA.
Now, maybe...
and especially the field of health care. Remember, I'm a health practitioner, and when I see women who are pregnant, women who are giving birth struggling, patient at Kenyatta suffering without food, it really hurt me. I feel so bad, because we can't talk about Nairobi hospital, yet Kenyatta hospital, patients are suffering. They don't even have as basic as medicine, as basic as food. So I feel so bad that because healthcare is only what we have. You can survive without education, but without good healthcare, we can't go far as a country. Yeah.
That's very true. Muhesh, what is the difference between a nominated MCA and an elected MCA?
Thank you. Good question. And actually, this question asked many times. Actually, there is no much difference between the nominated MCA and elected MCA, because as per Constitution, we have the same mandate to legislate, to oversight, and to represent. Like now, I represent women at the County Assembly of Nyeri. But now the difference comes in the budget allocation, because you see the other MCs are elected, so they are given specific budget for their specific wards. So you find that if you're nominated, you don't have a single coin budgeted for you. So you can do registration, you can pass bills, you can do statements, you can oversight, all that, but no allocation. That's the difference.
And maybe you are now planning to vie for a woman representative seat. Maybe how do you women get your funds? Because most of people wanasema kwamba nyinyi ni flower girls. You depend on those. You see, I know you've heard those stories. Maybe for you, how do you get your funding? How do you fund your politics?
Thank you so much. Actually, women in politics usually have a lot of challenges, and financial constraints is one of the challenges that we face. Before you start campaigns, of course, you have to plan your budget, talk to friends, work on your savings, but you realize it's not as easy as it is for men. So that is one of the disadvantages that women in politics serve. There's also one challenge that women in politics have, and that is the norm of patriarchal. You realize that there's patriarchal in politics where men feel like they're the one who is supposed to lead and not us. So I think it's a high time we start training our people of importance of electing women. And actually, as we start today, Kenya started at 22% of women representation, which is very low. I give it a knee. If you go to a neighboring country like Rwanda, they almost pass it, I think should be 55%. Countries like Cuba, in other countries in Europe, they're doing so well. In this country, we are at 22%, which is a knee. So I think we are not doing well in women representation, and what I think this lack of political goodwill. As we start today, we are still talking about that gender role. There is a constitution mandate, Article 27, talk about the gender equality, and you realize that the government has not yet implemented the two-third gender role. We are still struggling. Just another day, I saw the president launching the 2-point agenda, and one of the pointers is inclusivity. We can't talk about inclusivity where women are not included. You find that the appointments, the CSs are few, the PSs, the women are few. You realize the CEOs, women are few, the directors, women are few. So I think when we are talking about to that gender role, we need really to be sensitive and have the goodwill, because I'm saying we don't have that political goodwill. If you go a neighboring country like Rwanda, like I said, you'll be shocked. There's women representation everywhere, in parliament, everywhere, even in businesses. Yeah. So I think we need to start this conversation, and this conversation actually need to be started even at schools. Women need to know that now they are equal with men, and these are our chances, and we need not to let other people take these chances. Yeah.
Amazing. Muhesh, I understand that you have family. Maybe how do you manage family with politics?
Good question. To me, I say in every situation, the family should come first, because that's the place we go back. Even when we retire, we go back home. So I think I'm able to balance between family, politics, home, family, politics, business, and all other my activities I'm doing. So I think there should be no excuse for family. It's biblical. Family comes first any day. Yeah.
And maybe what are some of the challenges that you've experienced, you as a politician? I know you go through so many things just to help someone out there. Maybe he or she is willing to join politics. What are some of the challenges?
Thank you so much. Like I have said before, there are so many challenges that women in politics faces, and like I've said, there is that mentality that is only men who should lead, what I'm calling the patriarchal norm, whereby men feel that they're the one who is supposed to lead always. So as a woman in politics, you face a lot of chauvinism, male chauvinism, where they feel you're the one even supposed to control even the women representative seat. Number two, there's a lot of cyberbullying. If today you say you want to vie for any seat as a woman, by tomorrow, trust me, there'll be a blogger paid to attack you and call you names, to insult you, tells you about your marriage, tells you about your kids, tells you about everything, including your mother and your grandmother who died 100 years ago. So that's another challenge, because you realize that men are protected in this space of politics. It's very hard to hear somebody talking about this man slept with I don't know who, I gave birth to this person, the grandmother I think was a witch, you know. But once you're a woman, expect all that. But what I usually tell women, if you are there, you want to vie for whatever seat, MCA, MP, women rep, governor, even president today, if you want to vie, I'll tell you today, close your ears and remain focused. Eyes on the prize, eyes on the ball. Because if we'll open our ears, we won't reach where we want to go. And actually, I think in Kenya, we've made a milestone yet. Yes, because what we have today, 2022, is not what we had in 2027. So there's a small growth, but still we wanted to get at least at 50. So for us to get there as women, we need to encourage each other. We need not to listen to anybody and focus. And we are going to go to take this country somewhere. I believe if we had a very good presentation in this country would be different. Yeah.
Maybe talking of representation, let us talk about what is happening currently in Kenya. Tumeona Gachagua amewasha moto, Mheshimiwa President Ruto pia. I don't know, what can you say about that?
What I can say about it, actually, I blame the president. I mean, the president should be diplomatic. And lowering yourself to the level of personal insults, to me, it was a disappointment. Remember, the Constitution mandate the president to be the unifying factor. He's a unifying person in the nation. He's supposed to bring people together and not divide more. So I think as a president, you're the head of the country, and everybody is your children, you know, like you're responsible of everyone. I think it's the highest time we bring sanity in politics. And I think what the president is lacking is political discipline or political decency, you know. And I feel it's the highest time we stop those insults in public, in podium. It's really not doing good to this country. So I feel it's not a good thing. Yeah.
Back to Nyeri, as we wrap up, what should the people of Nyeri expect from you?
Thank you so much. A very good question. The first thing that women of Nyeri and people of Nyeri would expect from Anita Thumbi is devolving of gov offices. You realize that Nyeri, with all the capacity, with all the population, we only have one office at Nyeri constituency. And women from other constituencies are struggling, old women struggling to get services, coming all the way many kilometers to get services in the office of the gov. So my first responsibility is to devolve all the gov offices to all our 6 constituencies, and that I will do. Number 2, I want to promise the youth, that is the millennials, Gen Zs, Gen Alpha, and even the young people, and even the young kids out there, the school-going kids, that they will have somebody who will represent them. I've told you for more than 15 years, we've not felt as young people the representation of a woman representative, and that is where I'm coming in. Number 3 I want to build, by God's grace, the rescue center in Nyeri County. You realize we don't have a rescue center, and I've told you, it is enough to have small record. Right now we are leading with 955 cases of GBV. And nowhere those women can go for rescue. It's unfortunate that nobody who's found it important to build a rescue center. And that is one of the things I promise I will do to the people of Nyeri. I will have many mentorship programs in schools, God willing. And I will have a lot of trainings. Like I've told you, I do a lot of training to women, and especially on health issues. But I promise, God willing, if I get a chance, which I hope God will give me, and I'll get a support from people of Nyeri, I'll bring policies, and especially policies affecting women, and especially the health policies. And I've told you, I'll have a maternity bill. I don't know why. I feel like women who are pregnant, women who are still in the phase of giving birth, they're getting a lot of challenges. I'll have also a policy. I'll also have a bill on menopausing women. We have a stage where women are suffering. Nobody is thinking about them. We're talking about elderly people. We are talking about nyota. We are talking about, But there's this woman who is suffering alone. She's not giving birth yet. She's between giving birth and the elder women. So she needs a lot of support, psychological support, financial support, because most of the time you realize that they go through so much to an extent of having mental issues, depression, but nobody realizes that that menopause is a challenge to these women. Some don't even have that health sensitization to know that indeed this is a phase I'm in, and I'll be here for several, maybe 2 years. But when that woman is in that phase, most of them, they're lonely. Most of them, they're confused. They don't know where to go, who to talk to, So I think I'll be that woman who will understand all situation of our women, whether a small baby, a small girl, or an elder women, or women within the reproductive age. Yes, they will have an Thumbi as their representative.
Maybe before we wrap up, is there that one incident that unaweza simama na ukasema ukifika Nyeri wanakutambua na hii?
Thank you for the question. Anytime they see me, mostly they see a pregnant woman. I have a lot of programs I do for expecting women and lactating mothers during pregnancy and mothers within 6 months. We usually have these healthy talks in clinics, and even when they give birth, we usually have programs where I give them gifts, encouraging them, telling them is well, it's going to be fine, so they see me, they see that pregnant woman. I also have another heart of young people. I have a big space in my heart for for young people. And anytime those young people see me, they see hope. So I think those two hearts, they are very close to me. Yeah.
Amazing. Muhesh, I just want you to look onto that camera and talk to the people of Nyeri.
Thank you so much to the great people of Nyeri County. This is Ann Thumbi, your daughter. I want to represent you as your women rep come 2027 with the support of God and your support. And I want to promise you that I won't disappoint you. I told you one thing I want to do, and we'll do it with you, is devolving the GAF offices to all our 6 constituencies. We have to deal with the GBV cases. Remember, we are leading in the whole country with 955 cases. And I promise, as I get that office, we will build a rescue center and we'll do a lot of mentorship and also sensitization programs to our society. I promise you I'll bring in the National Assembly many policies, and especially policies to do with reproductive health. You realize we have a lot of issues with the maternal mortality cases now that SHA is not working for maternity cases, and I promise you we'll fight to get Linda Mama back. Thank you so much, and you won't be disappointed for my services. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, for your time. We don't take it for granted. And to our audience, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Women in Politics TV, where we talk leadership with women. And in case you are out there, you want to join politics, or you are a leader, we just pin the number down there. Just call us. We'll have a talk. My name is Edith.